It's time for Come and Talk It with your host, Michael Cargill, brought to you by Texas Law Shield. Over the last decade, Michael has championed and supported the rights of law-abiding Texans to own and use firearms. He is the owner of Central Texas Gun Works, a veteran of the United States Army, and has achieved national exposure in such prestigious media outlets such as Forbes Magazine, Fox Business News, CNN Money, AOL, BBC World News, Huffington Post, and the New York Times. Cargill vigorously defends lawful gun ownership in this country without regard to party politics. And now, here's Michael Cargill.
Happy New Year, Austin, Texas! The live capital music of the world. It is 2023.
2032.
2032? 2023.
That's the capital of live world music.
All right, today we're going to talk about the new gun laws that go into effect for 2023 all around the country. We don't have any that go into effect in Texas. Our laws actually went into effect on September 1st of 2021, but our Texas legislature will go into session on January the 10th, I believe, and they will meet from January until typically Memorial Day weekend when sine die happens, and then whatever they actually pass, the governor will sign it or let it go into effect, typically on September the 1st of that odd year. So this is the year that they're going to make some changes. So definitely want to stay in tune what happens in Texas between now and May so you can learn what some of the changes are. But then across the country, constitutional carry, we have constitutional carry, we have permitless carry, there's like unrestricted carry. Well, what does all that stuff mean? Well, constitutional carry means that the state's law does not prohibit citizens who can legally possess a firearm from carrying handguns, open or in a concealed manner. Thus, not state permit is required. No state permit is required. Sometimes constitutional carry may be conditional, such as in those states that have no laws prohibiting the open carry of a handgun, but which require permit to carry the handgun concealed. Not permitless carry. It includes constitutional carry states as well as states where an individual must meet certain qualifications. No DUIs in the last, X amount of years, or in order to legally carry, like Tennessee says, no DUIs in 10 years. Some states are fully unrestricted, meaning no permit is required for open or concealed carry. Other allow the open carry of a firearm or handgun without a permit, but require a permit for concealment. Now, it's important to know those different things if you're going to travel across the United States. Because during Christmas, New Year's, people are traveling, going to grandma's house and all that kind of stuff. And they're like, hey, they're like, 20-something odd states that actually have some form of constitutional carry or permitless carry. Well, but then those, some of those states, they come with some type of restrictions. And if you've had a DUI in the last 10 years, you drive through Tennessee, then you're going to have a problem with their permitless carry because you are not included in that. You can't carry. You better have a license. So it's good to know the different laws of all the different states. And that's why I encourage people to actually become a member of Texas and U.S. Law Shield so that way they can help you while you're traveling in other states and also come to class. And so, some of those states that actually have some form of either constitutional carry or permitless carry, you have Alabama, which goes into effect today, January the 1st of 2023. You have Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana. And one thing about Georgia says you got to be 21 years of age unless you're in the military as of April the 12th of 2022. Then there's Idaho, there's Indiana, there's Iowa, there's Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Ohio, and Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Vermont, which is what we used to call Vermont carry instead of constitutional carry. And then there's West Virginia and Wyoming. Last one on the list there. So there are probably about 24 states that do not have some type of permitless or constitutional carry. 24 states that don't. So you got to watch out for those states. And there are typical states, like California, Washington, Oregon. I'm surprised about Nevada. You cannot, no form of constitutional carry or permit carry. Colorado, no. New Mexico, no. Nebraska, no. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, no. Michigan, no. Louisiana, no. Florida, no, not yet. South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, no. Maryland, no. Pennsylvania, no. There's no surprises about New York, no. Connecticut, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Delaware, and D.C. No. And whatever you do not go to New York City. Don't even drive through that state or that city, I should say. So definitely watch out for that. All right, so those are those states that you know either do or do not have some form of constitutional carry. That's quite a bit there, quite a bit. Anyone travel? Did you go anywhere? Outside
Nope.
of Texas? No. Did you travel?
Oh yeah, I went through Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, but
Nice.
thankfully I got my license to carry before I went through those states,
Very
so
cool.
I was all right.
Yeah, so you're okay in Louisiana because you got your license because they don't have a form of constitutional carry. And then there's Mississippi, Alabama. They do. They do have some type of form of a constitutional or permitless carry there. So those are some of that little those little breakdowns there. A lot of people don't know. Um, Then let's jump into, man, some of the new laws. We're going to talk about, let's see, what states? We're going to talk about Alabama. They're excited about their constitutional carry. A lot of people want to start carrying in Alabama without a license. That's an important state because, man, that's when I think Dr. Martin Luther King actually applied for a handgun license and was denied. Now no license is required. But definitely, you want to know what your laws are. Know where you can and cannot carry in Alabama. Because if you make a mistake, they're gonna get you for sure. California, there's some new stuff that goes into effect in California. Going to talk about that, and also, man, we're going to talk about Washington State, Oregon. A lot of people are upset in the state of Oregon about what's happening there. We're going to go to New Jersey. New Jersey's always doing something kind of crazy. We're going to talk about that. But one of the few first states, Alabama. Like I said, a lot of people excited about Alabama. That House Bill 272, which is their constitutional carry bill, goes into effect today, January the 1st of 2023. Anyone who is 21 years of age, older, and legally permitted to carry a firearm will no longer be required to obtain a permit in order to carry a concealed pistol. A concealed carry is illegal for residents with an Alabama pistol permit and for non-residents with a permit from a state that Alabama honors. Alabama does not require the applicant to complete a firearm safety course, otherwise demonstrate knowledge of firearm safety prior to issuance of a pistol permit. Only residents that are at least 18 years of age or older may obtain an Alabama pistol permit, and however, the county sheriff may issue the permit to active duty military stationed in Alabama and other spouses. Active duty military veterans that meet the qualification can obtain and renew their pistol permit free of charge. And they also have reciprocity with a lot of different states. So definitely, hands off to Alabama. Hope you guys enjoy yourself over there in Alabama. But definitely, you do want to make sure you're proficient with the firearm. You do want to make sure where you can carry in Alabama. When can you use the gun in Alabama? When can you threaten someone with a gun? You don't want to be caught up, like standing on your front lawn and pulling a gun out and you're not supposed to, or driving your vehicle doing something you're not supposed to. You definitely want to find out all those ins and outs before you decide to carry that firearm. Be smart. Learn the laws and execute and just enjoy enjoy your constitutional right. You thought I was gonna say something bad there, didn't you? Yeah,
Never.
almost. This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
Peace. This is Maj Toure. You're
Execute
listening
everybody.
to Come and Talk It Radio with Michael Cargill.
And execute everybody. That's what I almost said there.
Still
Yeah,
on the
we're
streets.
live on Facebook, live on the stream, we're live on Twitter, still doing the break, the commercial break.
I love it.
Still alive?
Yeah, we're still live. What's up there, y'all? We're still live. Let's go to YouTube channel. Oh man, I'm lost. Hold on. Where's my link? There we go.
Oh, did you have fun last night? Did you stay home?
No, I stayed home. So definitely stayed home. I actually went to sleep early. I fell asleep. I was watching TV and I fell asleep right around I think like 7 o'clock, and then I think I woke up at 11 or 10 or something like that. And we started drinking and grapes and that little traditional stuff.
Grapes?
Grapes, yeah.
I don't even keep grapes in the house anymore since
No?
I have dogs now.
Why? Because they're bad. They're bad for the dog.
If a dog eats grapes, then you have to make it throw up.
Really?
I'm pretty sure that's toxic for dogs.
They are
though, right?
toxic.
Mhm.
Raisins
Like
are even more toxic.
candy, like chocolate or something like that.
Chocolate is as well, but
Yeah.
grapes especially. I recently had an incident with the puppy eating some grapes, and rush to HEB to get hydrogen peroxide.
Oh my goodness.
And if you give them hydrogen peroxide, 1 milliliter for every pound of body weight that they are. So this puppy is 20 pounds, 20 cc's of hydrogen peroxide in this needleless syringe. Just put it in their mouth, spray it down their throat, make them drink it, and then within a minute they will throw up.
Oh my goodness. Well, I have hydrogen peroxide in the house. So I don't
Yeah, I
have to run to
didn't,
the store.
but yeah, I don't even keep grapes in the house.
That's
now,
good to
just
know,
'cause
though.
I walked outside, came back in, the dog was up on the table eating the grapes, and I'm like, oh shit.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yep.
Nothing like a doggy emergency, let me tell you.
Ugh.
I hate those. Remember one time I had to rush home because one of our dogs passed away. Nakia passed away in her sleep. And so everyone woke up and they noticed that she was gone in her sleep. Oh my goodness, the entire house was just, everyone's crying. It's like, I'm like, okay, well, where's she at? Oh, she's still in her bed. We can't move her. I'm like, oh, great. So I got to deal with it.
Aw.
Yeah, it's crazy. Insane. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
All right, so let's see. That was Alabama. We got to talk about California. What's crazy California doing? They're always doing something stupid. All right, minimum wage, jaywalking, abortion access, tougher penalties for hateful symbols in schools, whatever that is. New protection in cyclists.
You're talking about California?
Yeah, this is California.
This is all California?
Yeah, shooting victim can sue firearm manufacturers. That's what we're going to talk about for California.
Oh, that's sketchy right there.
Yeah, it is. You know it always is. Let's see what else is going on. Several new laws that take effect in Washington. Internal transcription.
Washington State, Oregon, New Jersey, California, Rhode Island, Iowa.
Look up Washington for me. They have something about their ghost gun laws. I can't find it.
Yeah, minimum wage. Ghost gun.
There you go.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, we're back, and we're going to talk about some of these new laws that are going into effect around the country today, January the 1st. All right, so you have California. Well, now California is going to allow for someone to sue firearm manufacturers. So as a result of AB 1594, victims of gun violence, along with local prosecutors and the state attorney general, will gain the right to sue firearms manufacturers for the damage their weapons caused following a number of mass shootings across the U.S. in 2022. Now, gun rights activists have argued this legislation undermines the Second Amendment. But, here's it's a danger. This is dangerous territory, because if you say, okay, someone uses a gun to commit a crime or, kill X amount of people, you're actually going to go after the manufacturer of the firearm instead of the person. I know you're going to go after the person, but they're focusing on the manufacturer of the firearm themselves. So what do you do when someone like that 4th of July, when the guy up in, Wisconsin, jumped in the vehicle and ran over, during that parade?
Yeah, we're going to sue the car manufacturer.
So do we go to the car manufacturer, sue the car manufacturer for the damage that vehicle caused, during that parade? That's a very dangerous road that they're traveling.
What about liquor, beer? All the people that drunk drive and kill other people. What about cigarettes?
Ooh, yeah. Stick to the alcohol. I mean, like New Year's Eve, there were several accidents on the roads, that I saw, on my phone that popped up, and several people were pinned in a vehicle. So what do? The driver was intoxicated. If that's true, then do we go after the manufacturer, of the vehicle, because they caused damage to people, and also alcohol. You go to the who made the alcohol?
Alcohol also. Don't know if you guys are aware, but there are more children that die every year from lawnmower accidents than die in school shootings.
Really?
Yes.
So what do you do in that case?
Do you sue craftsmen as well?
Right. That's a dangerous path. It really is. Very dangerous path.
It's just basically a de facto way to limit the Second Amendment, because what's going to happen is there's going to be a shooting. Some criminal is going to use a gun in an evil act and kill people. And then there's going to be a lawsuit against the gun manufacturer and bankrupt them, right?
Yeah.
And So what California is doing is trying to, instead of actually passing laws to undermine the Second Amendment directly, they're doing it through, you know, financial means, basically trying to bankrupt these companies with these lawsuits.
Mm, mm. Very, very. I don't. That's a very, very dangerous road they're traveling there because I can definitely see something like that, making its way up, and oh man,
Yeah,
that's
and we
that's
have the
crazy.
Protection of Lawful Commerce in Arms Act,
Right,
the PLCAA, and that was meant to protect firearms manufacturers from being held liable
right.
when somebody uses their gun in a shooting.
And then in New York is doing something similar where they open up, a few years back where they can sue the gun dealer, manufacturer, and all that stuff. If a gun is even if the gun was sold in a different state and winds up in New York, they actually can sue the dealer, the manufacturer, for whatever damages that gun caused or whatever.
Yeah, and what if somebody 3D prints a gun? Then do you get to sue the 3D printer maker or the person who makes the plastic that goes into the 3D printer, right?
Right. Yeah. And and you have man, Washington State. You know what they're doing? They're going after ghost guns in Washington State. So they have starting. What is it? It's in. I just passed it. Okay, beginning March 10th of 2023, possessing, receiving, or transporting a ghost gun becomes illegal in Washington State. After June 30th of 2023, manufacturer creating ghost guns will also be prohibited.
So by ghost gun, do they mean just a gun without a serial?
Don't know.
Or is it actually a gun that used to have a serial that then had it scratched off, right?
Yeah. Well, possessing, receiving, or transporting a ghost gun becomes illegal.
Because that is a
So,
felony to have a gun with a serial number and to scratch that off. That's big time felony.
yeah, so now, I wonder how that's going to work because that's going to start March 10th. After June 30th, manufacturing. So you can possessing, receiving, or transporting. You can't have it at all starting March 10th. So, and June 30th, you can't make any. That's kind of weird.
Bear in mind, this is the same state that's just raising their minimum wage to 15.74 an hour. That's going to be the highest of any state in the U.S. Also, they're limiting speed limits on residential streets in Tacoma from 25 miles an hour to 20 miles an hour. So they're pretty much a nanny state right now, right?
Yeah, what do you say that, Harley?
I mean, don't make your firearms out there. You need to move. You need to come to Texas.
No,
Move
don't
out
come.
to
No, don't come
Texas.
here. We're full. Go to Tennessee.
Go somewhere.
Go to Memphis.
Go to Alabama, right?
Memphis is open.
They just passed constitutional carry. Move somewhere where the gun laws are a lot more friendly.
Go to
because,
Birmingham.
I mean, if you can't 3D print your gun or you can't build your own gun, I mean, it's just like what California is trying to do. They're essentially trying to nullify the Second Amendment via economic means and financial means rather than going at it just directly
Mm.
through legislative means because they know that they'll get struck down in the court of law. So really, there's no hope for these states. I mean, that's the beauty of this country is that you can leave, you can move, to a different state. You can move to a place that's a lot more friendly to your values, to your economic values. Um, or you can go somewhere that up to a place where they don't want guns. And quite frankly, that's their priority. I don't really care, about the other states. If they don't want guns, they don't have to have them. Come move to a different state, move to a different part of the country.
Mm. Just don't come to Texas. We're full.
You can come to Texas, just don't come to Austin, right? Go to one of those places in Texas that's a little bit more spread out. There's like East Texas, and then there's like a lot of land out there.
I hear Houston's nice.
Nah, don't go to Houston
Yeah, you do.
either.
It's nice. Go to Houston.
I don't know about that.
Houston's nice. Dallas is good.
Houston's nice, but don't go there.
El Paso's even better. You can move there. They're the safest city in the world, in the United States.
El Paso?
That's right. That's what they say. They pride themselves on that.
No. What does Mayor Adler say? Austin is one of the safest
Austin
cities.
is one of the 5 safest big cities in the country.
Austin is one of
5,
the
but number 1
5
is El
safest
Paso.
big
So go
cities in
there.
the country.
Yeah, El Paso's number 1. Go there. Man, let's go to Oregon. So Oregon's got some things that they're doing. They have some criminal statutes, I guess. Uh, House Bill 4075 modifies procedures for requesting and ordering restitution in criminal cases. 4103 increases penalty for offenses related to engaging in professional real estate. Authorizes 4105 authorizes duly authorized traffic enforcement agents to review and issue citations based on photographs taken by photo red light cameras. 1574 includes a specified documentation when authorized by victim in definition of a sexual assault forensic evidence kit. So they got some little things there they have going on. Um, don't see anything that's really gun. They do have something that's gun related. They do have something. I can't find it right now. To come back to me, I'll get it. New Jersey. Ooh, New Jersey. Jersey's always doing something. They come up with some new concealed carry gun restrictions that started today in New Jersey. So 6 months after the U.S. Supreme Court made it easier to legally carry a gun, Murphy, the governor signed a law that overhauls a strictly limited concealed carry in New Jersey. So the law bars people from carrying guns in a wide array of sensitive places, including schools, courthouses, bars, and more. Other provisions include requiring people to get insurance and take training classes to get a permit. The law is also being challenged in court by a part of a gun rights group who claim it's unconstitutional. Now, that's gonna be an interesting fight. So curious, gonna be interesting.
So they're banning you from taking a gun into school. So they should have zero school shootings
Yeah, they should.
after that goes into effect,
I'm
right?
surprised they just did it now. You know,
Yeah.
why did it take them so long? I'm just curious.
Yeah. Why were they accepting of school shootings until now? Why didn't they rush that to be just instantly taken into effect when, you know, that's going to stop school shootings? That's going to stop shootings in other sensitive places like courthouses and bars.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's a law that says you can't take a gun in there, then there's no way that there could be a gun crime in those places.
And then starting on January the 1st, you got to register your firearms in New Jersey, especially if they're coming in from out of state. So you bring a gun from out of state, you have to get it registered. It was one of 7 gun laws that was signed in July that goes into effect January the 1st today. And on February the 1st, they want to track your ammunition in New Jersey. Want to know where you're getting your ammo from.
Oof.
Oh yeah.
They want to know everything about you.
Oh, yeah. Starting February 1st. Oh, yeah. Ammunition. Large venues and houses of worship need active shooter plans starting February the 1st in New Jersey. So they're going to do that too, but they're going to track your ammunition. Another gun law related law Murphy signed will require ammunition manufacturers and dealers to keep a detailed electronic record of handgun ammunition sales. This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
Folks, this is Doug Man Jones. And I get my gun news from Michael Cargill at Come and Talk It.
Oh, man. What do you guys think about that?
That should stop all crime.
Ooh.
Why don't they make a law banning crime?
Track your ammunition. Wow. Ammunition manufacturers.
Sounds like,
They want to know everything about you.
sounds like East Germany over
And
here a little
you
bit.
got to report those sales to the state police.
To
Ooh.
the state
Okay.
police.
Yeah, you
My
got.
goodness.
They want you to track the electronic
Ammo sales?
detailed electronic record of handgun ammunition sales, and then report them to the state police.
Look, I really hate when like leftists say this, but this does kind of like sound like some Nazi Germany type of shit right here.
It just
Like
means
that's crazy. Like your gun ammunition, like you need to tell the state how many guns you have and how much ammo you have. Like that's nuts.
if I was in man, let's see.
You're not gonna catch me living in that state.
Yeah, what are they going to do with that information?
I don't know if I was in Ohio, West Virginia, Virginia, or Maryland, I would set up little stores on the border of Pennsylvania there, sell ammunition.
Yeah, what do they plan to do with this information when they have it, these government agencies?
Mm. Don't know. Yeah, good question.
Yeah.
It's just they're filling it with a lot of information. Just why
Hmm.
and what are you gonna do with it? What'd you do last night?
I stayed home and
That's how I know. That's
watched
how we know we're
TV
getting
pretty
old. You
much.
know.
I know, right?
I didn't stay home. I guess I'm not old.
Stayed home.
So you know you're reaching that point. You're like, okay.
My friends were like, "Let's go out and have some fun." And I was like, "I don't know. I'm gonna stay home."
You're not a drinker anyway.
No, not really. I think I had a beer last. I bought like a 12 pack and had a beer.
So you're a good designated driver.
I am. I am the designated driver. Actually, no regrets though. My friends were saying that they're a little older than me. Like I'm 28, they're like 30,
Mm.
35.
Mm-hmm.
And so they got dressed up kind of nice. They said they were at the domain. They were trying to go to the domain or something. And they were like,
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, so man, well, there's your Alabama, your California, your Washington State, your Oregon, New Jersey. You know, they're the key to some of the major changes that are going to be going on here. And then you have a lot of crazy stuff that I want to talk about. Before we get to the crazy stuff, I do want to get into. We always get this question of, how do I transport guns across the U.S. and all this kind of stuff. So there are a couple of hot button questions that people constantly call us and ask because they want to travel, during the holidays and all the good kind of stuff. And I always talk about this stuff, but I'm going to bring up some key things. There's a federal law that that you do have a right to transport firearms across state line. You do have that right to travel, about the country. And so they wanted to make it easier because hunters actually, were being arrested and, in different states just because they were taking their rifles or guns or whatever to different states to go hunting, for the winter or whatever it was for that particular season. And they were uh, getting in trouble. So we had to come up with some type of universal law that you can travel across the country, especially if you're just driving through a particular state. Once a particular state becomes your destination, then you do have to follow those states' laws while you're in those states. But if you're just traveling through, you should have what they call traveler's rights. So they came up with uh, just basically the plain explanation that some states will either recognize your concealed permit, firearm permit, or will simply allow you to carry a loaded firearm while in their state. But some states will do neither. When traveling through restricted states that do not honor your concealed permit, you can still have a firearm in your vehicle, but you need to abide by specific rules. So, in order to ensure compliance with the above federal law, you must abide by the following 5 steps. You must be traveling from a place where you may lawfully possess and or carry the firearm to an other place where you may lawfully possess and or carry the same firearm. The firearm or firearms must be unloaded. The firearm or firearms and ammunition must be stored separately, separate containers. And the firearm or firearms and ammunition must be stored so that they are not readily or directly accessible from the passenger compartment of the vehicle. Must be in the trunk of your vehicle if possible. If your vehicle does not have a trunk, the completely unloaded firearm must be locked in a hard-sided case. The glove box or center console does not satisfy this requirement at all, so don't put it in there. And the firearm must be stored in a separate locked case. Put the case as far away from you in the driver's seat as possible. So as far away from you and as far away from the driver's seat. In order to guarantee the federal protection, your transport through the state should be continuous and uninterrupted. This means you are not a tourist at any time. As a general rule, you should not spend more than 24 hours inside the jurisdiction. So what I always tell people to do, travel through. Don't spend the night. Don't pull in the rest area. Don't take a nap. Travel through those states that are bad states. Those what I call those red states, the states that don't like firearms. So you want to travel through those states. Don't even break down in those states. If you break down, get out of your car and keep that vehicle moving. Just keep pushing to the next state line is what I always like to say. Someone comes up, say, "What are you doing?" "I'm still traveling." Because if you break down and that gun is illegal in that state, you are committing a crime, even if you break down. So you can't break down. Don't take a nap. Don't go visit anyone. Don't go shopping. Just travel through those states that don't like our firearms.
Don't break down, huh?
Don't break down.
Don't have an unexpected breakdown.
That is right.
Okay.
No snowstorm. Speaking of, some people died in a snowstorm up north.
I saw a video of a guy.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I saw one of. I think a lady was in a car and
Hmm.
she was taking pictures. She rolled the window down, taking video of something going on outside the vehicle, and she actually died and froze to death.
Yeah, I saw a guy basically, in a big jacket face down with a big layer of snow covering him. Somebody just had their, camera phone.
Man, you got to be aware of the weather. Get your head
Mm.
out of whatever's going on in your life and be aware of what's going on around you. As
You
far
know
as
how
the
many people
weather.
died?
No, it's quite a bit. How many?
I don't know.
You gonna look it up?
Uh-huh.
All right.
How many do you think?
Ooh. Ah, I'm gonna say in the thousands.
In the thousands?
Yeah, that's
No.
Okay.
38.
30, just 3,800 or 38
Buffalo
period?
region has
Okay,
received
38.
4 feet of snow and 38 people have died as of the 28th.
Hmm.
60 people have died nationwide as of the 28th,
Okay.
but 38 were in western New York. That's where most of the people died.
I figured it'd be more.
Well, people have, some place to go, right?
Yeah.
Except for those that don't.
Let's talk about motorcycles. Anyone ride a motorcycle?
I got a motorcycle license.
You don't have a motorcycle anymore.
Not anymore. No, that thing.
Why not? Why'd you give it up?
Because I like to be able to walk around and use my arms. Do you remember a guest we've had on the show that
Oh,
was
yeah.
a motorcycle rider
Yeah.
that lost an arm and a leg at the same time?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen to me.
And that's what set you off.
So I rode for a little bit. I had fun with it.
You thought about that?
And then, yeah, I think we had him on the show and then I sold my motorcycle.
Did you really? That
Yeah.
stuck in your head?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
How does it not? Did it not? Well, you ride motorcycle. You did.
I did, and I had an accident. I was like,
And
"Whoop."
you rode the fast ones. You rode those rockets.
Yeah, yes, I did.
1,000 cc, right?
that's right.
Those liter bikes.
That's right. Papa
You
Whip.
are crazy, man. Mine was 400 cc, I think.
What? You can't do anything with
It was a
400.
small one. It was a
How do you-
supermoto.
I can't have 1,000. I can't do
It was
anything with it.
light with a 400 and a big bore, so it was like 440.
Really?
So it'll pick up quick, but I mean, it tops out at like 80 miles an hour.
Mm.
Yours topped out at what, 183 probably or
Oh,
more?
yeah, man. I can get you off the gate, boy. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah. And I've been watching all these Instagram reels where people crash their motorcycles.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I never
No,
never got a ticket on a motorcycle.
Because
That's all
you're
that's
so
all I'm gonna
fast.
say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Oh man, stop it!
Yeah,
All right,
say
let's
no more.
talk about motorcycles and what do you need to know about motorcycles and carrying your gun while on a motorcycle. So, concealed carry in vehicles varies wildly from state to state. In many states, you're expected to, keep your handgun unloaded and cased in the trunk of your vehicle or in a locked storage area, like we just talked about. Well, your concealed carry permit may be accepted in other states if the other states accept the concealed carry reciprocity legislation, all that good kind of stuff. When you're concealed carrying on a motorcycle, the rules are not a lot different from those from carrying in any type of vehicle. So there aren't a lot of major modifications to your existing concealed carry permit. About a third of the American population has some degree of fear of guns. About half of the population regards motorcycle riders as people who are engaged in dangerous or illegal activities. It should come as no surprise that a significant percentage of the general public is opposed to the concept of motorcycle riders' everyday carry of a concealed weapon. But motorcyclists, if you ask them, they think of the exact opposite. Like, my goodness, I'm exposed, I'm open. Someone can actually run up and grab me, or something. And I don't have a vehicle, a box where I'm protected inside. So I get it. I understand. Just like bicyclists. So while riding, on or in any vehicle while you are concealed carrying, it's pretty much the same. There are some additional challenges that you got to face. So remember, it's concealed carry. It's a concealed carry weapon. Depending on where you carry, your biggest challenge may be to keep the firearm out of sight. I remember driving on I-35 and see some people, where they have the gun in their back, and then the wind, takes their shirt, and the shirt's flapping, and you just see the gun in their back. And this is before open carry, passed in Texas. And so some people get pulled over because their gun was flapping. But we didn't, we don't have a law against that. They're just, hey, just got caught with the wind. Um, so you definitely want to, same thing, keep it concealed if you can legally conceal it. So let's say, what if you're traveling through a state? Same thing. It's got to be locked. Got to, put it under the seat where it's locked or something, or a case or bag or something. The ammunition's got to be separate. Can't be accessible, by you. So you definitely want to have it, secured, underneath that seat, locked in something. I had a little, on one of my motorcycles, underneath the seat, you had a key to get into the seat, and then there was a little space underneath there where I actually had a lockbox in my gun in the lockbox where I was traveling through, certain different states. 'Cause I traveled when I was in the military on my motorcycle. I would go from, man, I traveled one time from Virginia down to Florida on the motorcycle. I would travel from Georgia down to Miami on the motorcycle. So, and I always like to carry my firearm, with me.
Smart man.
Yeah, always. Man, so for a long time, I think back, man, ever since I turned 21, I've always carried a gun. Since 21.
I guess you're not hoplophobic then, huh?
No.
You familiar with that term?
Yeah. People that are afraid of guns.
They have an irrational fear of guns.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was going to say it earlier, and then I couldn't say it, so I just said fear of guns.
Hoplophobia.
Yeah.
Hoplophobia. There's a word for it.
Yeah. I'm not going to try it. I'll mess it up.
Hoplophobia.
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 Hopophobia. See, I told you I was going to mess it up. I told you. Not going to do it. What do you think there, Harley?
Hoplophobia. I think I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
Ooh,
I got it.
ooh, if you got it.
Hoplophobia. I fucked it up. Oh, excuse me.
You can't say that.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man. And in Texas, we have a first responder bill that actually passed in 2021, where first responders in Texas
they
can
can
actually carry.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they actually came up with actually a training program in 2021. They passed a bill for certain areas, like I want to say it was like 2016 or 2017.
Just certain counties or what?
Yeah, only in rural counties.
Rural. Oh.
Yeah. So that was in like 2017, I think it was. But then in 2021, they actually passed a bill where they outlined the training, and this is only for smaller counties. If you're in a small county, and we're going to talk about that, go in detail with that. Yeah, it has to be a small county. You can get a certification, got to take a course, and it's a very long course. I'm going to go over the amount of hours and everything that's in this course. And as a first responder in Texas, in a smaller county, you can carry with this certificate. You got to have your license to carry a handgun. You can't constitutionally carry. Got to have a license. Got to take the course. Get certified. DPS has got to acknowledge that you're certified. Once you get that certificate, there's no identifier they're going to put on your license or anything like that. They got to fix that part of it. And then you can carry your firearm while you're working in smaller counties in Texas, in prohibited places that regular license holders cannot carry. And so I'm gonna go over that whole little program and what's all involved in that, and maybe we can get a super LTC come 2021, where you get your super LTC and you can carry in some of those places that are prohibited places like schools and places like that. Yeah, this is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
This is Coley on Noir, and you're listening to Come and Talk It with Michael Cargill.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that? A super LTC.
I want a super LTC.
Super LTC. You got to renew it, and then you actually go through.
You have to renew your LTC.
You have to go to a course. That's what I'm saying. You have to go take a renewal course, and you have to. And this is a hypothetical situation I'm talking about. This is not what's in effect or anything like that. So you have to take a course, got to take a renewal course, and you draw from a holster. You do night shooting. You draw from different positions on the ground, on your back, on your side, and all that stuff.
You did the training similar to that, didn't you?
Yeah, that's first responder course.
First responder course, and you had to use 500 rounds of ammo or something, didn't you?
Quite a bit, someone got it.
And you had to have a light on your
You don't have to have a light.
pistol?
No, you don't have to light on your pistol. You can do a handheld or a light on the pistol.
Oh, but some light.
It's better to have a light on the pistol.
Yeah.
That way your one hand is free.
Mhm.
Nothing like firing from one hand. But you get in this course, you got a chance to fire by one hand, using one hand on your side, on your back.
Hmm.
Very great training course. Very, very
I
good
want
course.
to take it.
Very good course. Very good training
I want to take that.
Sounds good. Let's get the Super LTC going.
course.
Can anybody take this first responder course?
Uh, anyone can take it, but not anyone can be. You got to be a first responder to get it.
Yeah, but you can take the course. Do
I
you
don't-
think it's worthwhile to shooters to take the course, or is it just kind of?
It's a it's a week long course.
But like, what is the quality of the course? What I'm asking you.
It's a LTC class plus. So you go over all the laws of the LTC class, and then you go over, what you can do, what's legal for you to do as a first responder. Then what county they don't even. What I don't like is they don't outline the actual counties. They say, "Hey, go look it up and figure out if your
Go look
county
it up.
qualifies." Yeah, it's like, okay, that's kind of crazy. There are 270 counties, I think, in Texas, and so it's like, go figure it out. That part is lacking. So hopefully they'll come back this session here, and actually outline the counties that you can it's recognized in.
I guess what I'm asking is, do you think that you came out of that course a significantly better shooter?
Say it one more time.
Do you think it improved your skill set significantly?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
So it's worthwhile.
Yeah, it made me aware of a lot of different things. Yeah,
You should become an instructor for this.
Maybe
You're
aware
probably
of my
busy
body.
enough already, huh?
I'm an instructor in it.
You are the first responder instructor?
Yeah, I took the course, instructor course.
Oh, it's the instructor course. You didn't take the course that they take, or did you?
I took the instructor course, the ones that actually
Instructor
teach
course.
the course that they take.
Oh, I see.
So I can teach. I can actually give the course
So-
to first
oh.
responders.
Oh.
Yeah.
You planning on doing that?
I can. I don't know. Do I have the time for that? I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's the key to it.
You're a
yeah.
busy man, Michael.
That's a week-long thing. I gotta dedicate a week to this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What do you? Someone asked lumens. Look at.
I got one with 10,000.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, we're back and we're talking. We're talking about the first responder course. We're actually talking about a super LTC that's fixed. It doesn't exist in Texas, but we're saying, what if Texas decided to come up with a super LTC where you can carry it in multiple places? And I figure
do that.
I would think there would be some kickback from that. I was expecting when I threw that out there, I was expecting someone to say, "Well, Michael, why don't we just work on the LTC that we have and make that one, just have one LTC, not come up with a second level of an LTC." No,
I mean,
what do you think?
Let's do it.
do which?
Turn the Texas LTC into a super LTC,
No, let's just get another level.
get another level.
Yeah.
You have that level, and then you have a super LTC where you have to have your LTC X amount of years, and then
You can get your Super LTC.
you can get your super LTC by taking another course.
by the
and
time your
prove that
renewal
you can
comes around.
you can draw from the holster and all. By the time the bill comes around,
Yeah, no, by the time the renewal comes around.
Yeah, you can draw from a holster. It's night shooting, day shooting, drawing from the holster, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's real training.
And then you can have a level above that, Mega LTC, where you can have the gun that the character Sex Machine from Dusk Till Dawn had. It's basically a revolver that
Casey
It's
was
in
like,
your underwear.
Casey's hand was hovering over the button
just
just
his
now.
name. Sex Machine is the character's name. Yeah,
What the
that's
hell
the
have we
gun.
gotten into here?
The special gun. Google it.
He literally jumped up and turned to the right. To
Yeah,
the left right there.
Kyle Page is asking on the YouTube
he
comments
say?
about what lumen does Mike recommend for an average civilian to run on an everyday carry / in-house pistol? How bright is too bright
Ooh.
for a handgun light? I was actually having a conversation with him
Enough where it
maybe
affects
like a
you.
week ago.
Too bright is
Yeah, then it blinds you.
it blinds you. Yeah, that's too
Mhm.
bright. If it blinds me, that's too bright.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out what's comfortable for you. Me, my eyes are older, so
I have this great flashlight. It is up to 10,000 lumens. It's a handheld one.
Yeah.
It has a low setting. You can leave it on the low setting. And then when you see something that you want to blind, you just hold down the button and it strobes on the highest setting of 10,000 lumens. And so you can walk around and have it not be super bright until you want it to be, and then it just beams.
It should be at least 500 lumens. At least.
Because you want to blind, right?
Yeah, at least 500.
So it's kind of a give and take, between blinding yourself and blinding the person that's on the other end of it.
Yeah, I'm going to say at least 500. I'm comfortable with that.
What's
Right.
too bright then? How many lumens?
Too bright, like I said, too bright is where it blinds you, the shooter.
Lumens.
What blinds you? If I'm standing behind a gun, it's blinding me, then that's too bright.
Like 1,000? Too
Depends.
bright, probably.
Just depends. Have to try it out. Do some night shooting. Got to figure it out. What's too bright for you as an individual? Everyone's eyes are different. That's why we go to the eye doctor.
We got the same eyes.
Even in the gun store, people walk into the gun store to fill out their form. We provide, we have glasses for people to read the form.
You have glasses for people?
Yeah. Do you not know that? A lot of people come into the gun store and they can't read the 4473. So we have glasses there, readers for people to read the form.
Okay.
That we provide. Yeah,
You'd think they'd bring those themselves.
A lot of things
not.
about reading the paperwork and shooting involves your eyes, and we do things with people's eyes.
I remember when we were first doing the show many years ago, you had on a guest who was a blind guy. And
Yes.
you taught him to shoot, right?
Yes.
And a woman as well?
Yes.
Or was it just a guy?
I don't
This
remember.
is like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
But I remember.
I've taken.
you
I know.
were-
I've
you
taken.
taught this guy.
I've taken a blind man and a blind female to the range to shoot. Yes.
How does that work?
It's about sound. They can sense a lot more than we do because we have our eyes open. We can see. We take a lot of things for granted. So they can sense things and hear things that we don't hear. We hear them. We don't pay attention to them.
He could echolocate. Is
Right.
What you're saying.
They depend on that. So their sense is a little more, I think, a little more heightened, just as me. And so it's all about, what's in front of you. And it's fascinating.
But then these people don't know what's behind what they're shooting at.
That is correct. That's
So
the bad
it's
side.
a little riskier for them to pull that trigger, huh?
Very risky.
Yeah.
Very risky. That's why, you as an instructor, I had another instructor call me up. She said, Mike, I don't feel comfortable doing this, teaching, or I don't feel comfortable taking someone to the range and qualifying them, to be able to get a license.
Is that on you?
I said, it's not up to you. You take them, they pass, they fail, they fail. If they can hit the target, they hit the target. They can't hit the target, they can't hit the target. It's not up to you to decide, whether to take that person or not.
Yeah.
Can they pass what the state of Texas
But that
says.
is a danger for you to let them be shooting with other people, right?
As an instructor, you should be standing there to make sure they're not shooting too high, they're not shooting too low, not to the left, not to the right. I can stand beside someone and tell that the gun is actually too high up.
Kyle said on YouTube, today that man is the best shot in the Travis County Sheriff's Department.
What, the blind guy? Let's see.
But you didn't qualify this person, right?
No, they didn't pass.
But they shot their 50 rounds?
I did take them I took them to the range, yes.
Do you remember?
I'm
the
not going to
score
stop
by
anyone
chance?
No, I don't remember. I'm not going to stop anyone from, trying. If someone wants to try, I'm going to be there to encourage them and to try to help them the best way I can. So it's up to them. They have to pass, What do you think?
I want to see someone pass. That'd be.
I got a guy.
I want to see the controversy that comes out of that. You'd make a lot of people angry.
I have a guy.
Which should be interesting. That'd be a very interesting debate.
We have a guy that comes in all the time, that buys guns, a lot of different guns. He's blind. He buys.
I heard you say that before during my LTC course. I was like looking at you. I was like, no,
yeah,
really?
He comes in. He buys. He's a blind guy. He buys guns. Has a lot of guns. He's getting a machine gun. As a matter of fact, he's getting a suppressor. As a matter of fact. It's like, what? I don't want to hear you liberty-minded people talking about this blind guy.
I'm not saying anything. I said I wish that the dude would have passed. Honestly,
You sell him some.
I wanna-
He has a
sniper
right.
rifles.
Either you believe in the Second Amendment or you don't.
I'm sad
Where's
that-
your heart? That's what I want to know. Where's your heart? Either you believe in it or you don't believe in it. Can the blind guy have a gun or not?
Amen. Preach.
Isn't
Now,
there in between
I'm
somewhere?
There's no
I'm-
in between.
I'm
Either
ready.
you believe it or you don't believe it. I live this. I believe
Yeah.
this. Everyone has a right to the Second Amendment,
Mhm.
including the blind guy
What about
and the blind
criminals?
female.
Well, in Texas, you don't even need a license now, so technically, you don't need a license to carry. So
That's right. So now he can constitutionally carry.
What about someone who has not committed a crime but wants to?
There's nothing in the Texas law that says you can't constitutionally carry and be blind.
What about someone with the intent to commit a crime?
Hey, if you're committing a crime,
No, they haven't committed it yet.
they have
They want to buy a gun.
to commit
They
a
have
crime.
not committed a crime
that
yet.
sounds like an intellectual
Is
crime
that-
over here.
Is that illegal?
Are we communists?
It's not illegal until you commit the crime.
Mhm.
Thinking about it, this is not. What do you call that movie?
Wrong. It's like this is
No,
just wrong thing over
No,
here.
no. What's that
right?
movie
A
where
Minority Report.
the minority? This is
Okay.
not the Minority
But
Report.
what if somebody comes into the shop and they're like, you know, I want to do a crime. I need a gun.
No, I'm not selling it to
And
you.
you don't sell it.
No, I'm
to
not
them.
selling it.
course,
to you.
right?
Not,
Yeah.
not with my name on it. You're not.
They haven't committed a crime.
Hey, you're talking about it. No, you're not.
That
with my
is a
name
big
on it.
statement.
Yeah, no. Not
So
gonna
there
do
are
it.
some limits.
There are some limits.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, if you're blind, hey, you have a right.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna, hey, I will.
What
try-
if you have a really, really shaky hand?
I've had that too.
What if you have like a super shaky
I've
hand?
had that too.
Like this.
Yes, I've had students. Have you not? Have you not?
Not like
we
that.
have
I've
experienced
seen the jitters. but-
everything at the gun range. Everything.
I mean, like this.
yes, yes,
Yeah, he
yes,
deserves a Second Amendment too.
yes. That's right. And it was one of those things where I was like, okay,
Like that.
I said, breathe. And when your hand goes, you see that you're making a rhythm. You see that rhythm
And you shoot on the rhythm.
on the down.
Like boom, 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 boom.
That's
boom,
right.
boom,
That's
boom.
that's right. That's right. It's like I'm telling you. Well, I can teach
See that
anybody. I can.
I shoot on the down.
That's right. On the beat.
Boom.
On the beat.
Okay.
Not the upbeat. On the downbeat.
So grandpa is 105 years old and he's starting to go blind. Do we take away his driver's license or no?
No. Not unless he proves that if he can't drive, if he can't pass the driving test, if he can pass the driving test, then he's fine. He should be able to drive. If he can pass the test. Do we have laws in place for people? I don't know if we even have that. When you reach a certain age, you have to take the driving test.
Certain age, right?
Is
I
it?
don't-
Is it?
I think I mean certain states. I think it's certain states.
But I don't think we have that in Texas, do we?
I don't think we do in Texas.
Like, when you reach a certain age, you have to go back to the DMV and take a driving test.
I don't think so.
Oh, there's nothing in the law about that about guns either. That's any age. Second Amendment's for any age. That's why it's the Second. Either you believe it or you don't. I don't care if you're. I don't care if you're 120 years old. I've had a lady who was 98 years old take my license to carry handgun course. I picked her up from her house, drove her to the range, qualified her with a revolver, and she likes to come every 4 or 5 years, even still today. This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Jack Jones here, and I get my gun news from Michael Cargill on Come and Talk It.
All right, so what do you guys think about that?
Have you seen the Who is America, the Sacha Baron Cohen skits that he did, where he basically got politicians and he created this thing called kindergartens,
No.
where they made guns that had basically stuffed animals around them, and he was teaching or trying to advocate for 3-year-olds to have guns in the kindergartens program.
Oh my goodness.
And a bunch of politicians went for it.
Oh, I
Oh
did
my
see that.
goodness.
And they were like, yeah. Yeah, those people, none of them got reelected either. Yeah, I think it killed,
He killed a
their-
bunch of
their careers.
politicians
yeah.
with that one show.
They're like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, now you think about what you're saying. Yeah.
Philip Van Cleve was one of the guys.
It's up to the
he got.
parents. When it comes, I have a stance on that. So when it comes to children, kids, and teaching them how to shoot, bringing them to the gun range, it's up to the parents. The parents should know when their kids are ready and responsible enough to actually shoot. And if the parents think that they're ready to shoot, then I will train them. That's my stance.
What
There's
if the
no-
parent thinks they are, but you think they're not?
Then if I think they're not, then I'm not going to do it. But to me, it's up to the parents. The kid's got to do something or say something for me not to want to take
Yeah.
that kid to the range and teach him how to shoot. That's
Yeah,
only
I've
2
taught
years
plenty
old.
of kids.
2 years old. Yeah, and kids.
Not 2 years old though.
The kids do better than the adults. Do they not? They listen.
Sometimes.
They do- Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they'll listen.
Well, maybe it's the
They
instructor.
don't mess around. Oh, it's the instructor, huh?
Just joking. Just joking. Just joking. I'm looking at some of these comments and you read. Oh man.
Should have a comment box
We
in the
should.
shop for your instructors.
Oh Lord. I still need to see the movie Don't Breathe. Story of a group of thugs who try to burglarize a blind man.
Oh, I remember that.
What was
looked
that
like
about?
a good movie. A bunch of burglars basically trying to rob this house of this blind man, but he's some super, like he has this heightened hearing, and he just makes short work of these robbers. Less than 2 hours, I guess.
Wow.
But yeah, it was a mistake for them to try and rob this guy, I guess. And they have to be so quiet because the blind man has super hearing and he can just find them based on just hearing their breathing and then takes them out. Yeah, good movie. Check it out, Kyle. Can't believe you didn't go out last night, Michael.
Yeah. No.
Starting off the year right.
Yeah. One of my stories is not coming up for me.
You got a story? You got a story to tell. I bet you got a lot of stories, Michael.
Oh my goodness.
I've heard some of them.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear more.
Okay.
Do you have any radio-friendly stories?
Radio-friendly stories.
Yeah. Or even unfriendly.
I don't know. You got a story?
You got one? Harvey Lee?
Oh no,
You don't have a story?
Is that a Louis Vuitton tattoo on your arm?
no. It looks like it though, right?
2 X's?
Mm-hmm.
Is that Louis Vuitton?
I don't know if I'm
No.
radio friendly. I already broke a rule today.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
My
Okay?
bad.
You
You
did?
can't be dropping the fuck bombs on the
I didn't hear
radio.
anything.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
You did?
Yeah.
I totally missed it.
I
Big F.
smidged it. I was like,
Oh, really? I totally missed it.
All right, we're going back.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, we're back and we're talking about 2023. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope everyone. What New Year's resolution? Do you have one?
You got to live your resolutions, Michael, so that you don't just have a resolution at the beginning of the year that you keep for half a month and then you wait till the next year to do it again for 2 weeks and never hold it. You got to live these things.
Tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
I thought that's what a
Okay,
New Year's
what are yours,
resolution
Michael?
was.
Raise your kids so that way you can spoil your grandkids. Because if you spoil your kids, you're gonna raise your kids.
Your grandkids?
You're gonna raise your grandkids. That's right.
Oh,
If you spoil
yeah.
your kids, you're gonna raise your grandkids.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
It's profound.
It is. I told someone that one day. They were like, I disagree with you. I'm just going to spoil my kids. Okay. Well, let me know in about 15 years how that works out for you. Because I was watching. What were you going to say? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just. You're right. Let me know in about 15 years. We'll see. We'll see.
So what are y'all's resolutions then?
I don't have one. I didn't.
Oh, come on.
I didn't
Don't
come up
let
with-
what I said stop you.
I
from
honestly did
telling.
not come up with one this year. I did not. And I usually don't.
So everybody's looking at me now. So my resolution is just to eat better. I mean, like that sounds like
You
such
just
a
need to
boomer
eat.
thing. No, I really need to eat better. Like I eat terrible. Like I.
Where's the beef?
In college?
Nothing wrong with beef.
All I've
Beef
ate
is good for you.
is like terrible fast food, airport food. I mean, like I love steak, but like all I eat is red meat all the time. So I just need to change it up, get some more vegetables, eat healthy. You know,
Just eat
get off
grass-fed.
get off the processed meats. You know,
Ooh.
Like deli meats or what?
just in general, a lot of different processed meats. I mean,
you got to
like,
process it.
huh?
Or beef jerky.
Yeah,
Talking about
but-
stuff like that.
Exactly. All sorts
Oh
of
yeah,
stuff.
that's
I mean,
not good.
all. I mean, like really, like half of like red meat is like processed anyways. So I mean, like probably just more chicken, more fish, vegetables, stuff like that. I'm gonna change up my diet. I already started a little bit, and then messed up this afternoon.
A great place to go eat if you want to, eat healthier, but still have some great taste in it is True Food Kitchen.
Where's that
I
at?
went there the last 2 nights for dinner.
Really?
There's one downtown at the Seaholm district.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. They make everything nice and healthy and lots of veggies. You can get some meat too there, salads,
Edibles.
edibles.
I'll have to
I was
check
looking
it
at some
All
of
of
the
it
I was
should
looking at
be.
some of the comment section.
I'll just check that out. Yeah. Cause I mean, like we're in Austin. There's like every street corner should have something that's like gluten free, organic, whatever. But
Mhm. Just watch
th-
out for vegan. Okay.
oh yeah.
They're violent people.
I saw this
They're so
comparison
violent.
of Robert Downey Jr. when he was on drugs and then when he's a vegan. And
Oh,
he looks better when
when
he's
he was
on
on drugs,
drugs.
I believe it. Oh my goodness, watch out for this vegan. They are so violent.
hmm
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about buying guns in other countries. America, we love our guns here in the United States, but there are 16 other countries you can buy a gun in. 16. Did
Are
you know
those
that?
the only other countries you can buy a gun?
Just 16. There are a lot of countries on this planet, but
Not in Britain, right?
60. Well, Japan. You can buy a gun in Japan. You just got to take a firearm class, get a doctor's note, apply for the permit, taking a firearm training, describe in a police interview why you need it. Because I need it because I'm American. I'm here in Japan. Pass a review of a criminal history, apply for a gunpowder permit, take a one-day training class, obtain a certification from a gun dealer. If you want a gun for hunting, applying for a hunting license, buy a gun safe in an ammunition locker that meets safety regulations, allow the police to inspect your gun storage, and pass an additional background review. And then buy your gun. New Zealand, little easier in New Zealand. Pass a background check, provide character references, authorities interview.
Character references?
Mm-hmm.
I think in New Zealand you have to fill out a 16-page application or something like
Pass
that.
a
don't you?
pass a home security inspection. Take a gun safety course, wait for approval of a firearms license, and buy your gun.
Approval.
That's
So this is May issue then?
South Africa. Join an accredited hunting or shooting club, complete firearm safety training, give 2 employers friends or community leaders references, get fingerprinted, pass a review of criminal behavior, history of domestic violence or drug abuse, and in some cases, interviews with family and neighbors. So be nice to your neighbor. Buy a gun safe that meets safety regulations, allow police to inspect your storage, wait several months for a federal review of application, buy your gun.
Wow. Did you know in Britain you cannot, in the United Kingdom, you cannot own a handgun?
Really?
They were banned after the Dunblane School massacre in 1996.
Hmm.
But you can have a sporting rifle and a shotgun subject to licensing.
Ooh. Mexico. Get a letter from the local authorities confirming that you do not have a criminal record. Submit a letter showing your employment status and pay. Pass a background check that considers criminal history, employment, and current gun ownership. Travel to Mexico City, where the only store authorized to sell guns is located.
The only store in Mexico.
One gun store in Mexico City, and get fingerprinted, and then buy your gun.
Is that where the cartels get their guns from, you think?
No, of course not.
No?
They don't go to the gun
They
store.
get their guns from Nancy Pelosi, right?
Yes,
And Fast and Furious?
Yes, of course.
Shut your mouth.
Don't go to the gun store.
Talking about drug dealer kills don't buy guns in gun stores. Oh my God! What? Come on, Zach. Australia.
I don't know where they get their guns. I don't know.
Australia. Join a regular attended hunting and shooting club. Document that you are a collector. Complete a course in firearm safety. Arrange firearm storage that meets the safety regulations. Pass a review that considers the criminal history, domestic violence, restraining order, and arrest history. Apply for the permit and wait at least 28 days by the specific type of gun for which you received a permit for.
Go to Canada next.
Oh,
Yeah, do that one now.
okay. Canada. To buy a gun, prove that you practice at an approved shooting club arranged. For any gun completely safety courses, pass both a written and practical test. Ask for 2 references. Apply for the permit and wait 28 days before processing begins. Pass a background check that considers your criminal record, mental health, addiction, and domestic violence history. Buy a gun if you bought a handgun, register it with the police before taking it home.
Oh, did you forget about Bill C-21 that they just passed, though?
No, what's that one?
Yeah, they banned guns in Canada, basically.
All guns? So what do you do now? You got to turn them in?
Yeah, they have a planned buyback.
Do you have to do it? So no hunting in Canada?
They
Was it handguns or all guns?
they
That's a safety.
they ban handguns.
That is a safety
and
concern for the United
some
States.
hunting guns as well.
If the public can't have guns in Canada, then our northern border is at risk. That's a safety concern. That's a serious safety concern.
They are with that bill C-21. They're changing the definition of a prohibited firearm in the criminal code to include, quote, a firearm that is a rifle or shotgun that is capable of discharging center fire ammunition in a semi-automatic manner, and that is designed to accept a detachable cartridge magazine with the capacity greater than 5 cartridges of the type for which the firearm was originally designed. So they're banning magazine-fed firearms.
Okay. Austria. Go ahead.
You can have one of them cock action rifles. I guess in a revolver. Does that work? Maybe no. I mean,
5-shot revolver.
5-shot.
I don't
even
think
exist.
that you can buy pistols over there, right?
I don't know.
But that bill is effectively the end of all semi-automatic long guns in Canada.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man. Austria. To get a handgun or semi-automatic rifle, prove you are in serious physical danger. Pass a review of criminal history, fill out a mental health survey, complete a psychological physical test, complete a course on safe gun handling and storage, install safe gun storage, buy a gun. If you brought a hunting rifle or shotgun, wait 3 days before coming back to pick it up.
Prove you're in physical danger.
That's right. Prove you're in serious
So if you're
danger.
already in serious physical danger, then you need to already have the gun.
But you got to wait 3 days because there's a cool-off period.
But, we talked about this a couple months ago. Basically, these types of laws make it so there's this elite class that says, oh, I'm a famous Hollywood actor or a politician, so I'm in danger because,
My
the
celebrity
public hates politicians now. The approval of Congress is what, like 6% or something? So therefore, I need guns, but the regular public, they don't need guns. Just us, just the elite.
Yeah. No. Everyone.
Rules for thee, but not for me.
me. India. Join a shooting club or show that you or your property are under threat. Attend a practical training course on firearm handling and shooting. Obtain a certificate of physical and mental health. Affirm that you have safe place to keep the firearm. Pass a review that considers 3 years of tax returns, criminal history, mental health history, domestic violence, and that includes interviews with your family and neighbors, and then buy your gun. We come back from the break. We're going to talk about Germany. We're going to talk about Britain. We're going to talk about Brazil, Russia, Israel, China, and Yemen. We come back from the break. Boy, that's a lot of states, a lot of countries there, a lot of countries. Ooh, man, I don't know. Germany. I know they let them buy guns in Germany. No? All right. This is Michael Cargill, and you are listening to Come and Talk It. Sorry, he's looking at me like.
Hi, this is Stephen Williford, the Barefoot Defender. I get my global gun news from Michael Cargill at Come and Talk It.
We're live. We're alive.
Huh?
We're live.
Kyle, what's going on, Kyle?
How you doing, Kyle?
What's up, Kyle?
Kyle.
Thomas. You're late, Thomas. Just joking.
Hi, Michael Anderson. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh, hey.
What's happening?
Just reading the comments here.
Oh, hey. What'd you do, Kyle, for New Year's? You guys hang out? No? Oh, okay. TexasLawShield.com.
So a lot of people on New Year's, they, like go out in the foyer and shoot guns in the air, right? That's a common thing on 4th of July as well.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, I was almost motivated to do that. Yeah.
You were?
No.
I was
No.
about to say.
No, that's
Michael.
dumb. What goes up comes down.
I've seen videos of this basically apartment complex foyer, and people had just rifles, a bunch of them, like you'd see in those, you know, like in
the U.S., United States. In the United States. In the
uh-huh.
United States
just
of
going
America. In the United States of America.
into the air.
That is so insane to me.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay, that's crazy.
Yeah, recently that was happening, and the police were called, and the police shot through the fence, right?
Oh, yeah.
We talked about that not
last
too
year.
long ago.
Yeah, last year.
Well, it's only one day into this
Hey,
year now.
it was last year.
Last year.
But it was last year. It was in 2022, so it was last year.
That's true. Kyle ate food, had a cigar, and a bottle of Spanish cava.
Kyle doesn't live too far from me, right?
Mm-mm.
Like real close, like almost walking distance. Right? Yeah, so I know you heard a lot of fireworks.
He said he had to stay inside with the doggo because of people shooting guns.
Oh
outside
yeah,
in the
oh
neighborhood.
yeah, oh yeah. That's common. My dogs are actually pretty chill. They're actually okay.
They don't freak out.
No, my dogs that I have now were fine. The dogs I had, my set of dogs before this group of dogs, it was a nightmare for them.
Nina and Nakia.
Yeah, Nina and Nakia, it was just a nightmare. They would just go nuts. Their stomach would be upset.
Oh.
Yeah, Natasha.
Mm.
I think you remember Natasha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her stomach would be upset, and oh yeah, they couldn't sleep. And then once it all stopped, then they were fine. They would like just fart the entire time. Yeah, totally upset.
Wow.
Yeah. Poor dogs. Like, they literally thought the end of the world was happening.
It sounds like it.
Welcome back to Come and Talk It. And now here's Michael Cargill.
All right, so we're talking about the different countries you can actually buy a gun in. There's 16 countries as an American you can actually go and purchase a firearm. We're talking about those countries and what you actually have to do.
You're going to Germany next, right?
So now we're going to Germany. So in Germany, you have to join a shooting club, obtain a hunting license, demonstrate you are a gun collector, or prove that your life is threatened. Demonstrate specialized knowledge of firearms, which may involve a written exam and practical demonstration of safe handling. If you are under 25, submit a certificate of mental health, mental fitness from a public health officer or doctor, arrange for proper firearm storage, which means that the German authorities can do unannounced home inspections of your firearms. Pass a background check, apply the permit to purchase a specific gun, and then buy your gun. Germany.
Sounds like those laws haven't changed in a while.
No. Oh, that's why you were looking at me like that when I said that last comment before we went to break. Nah, it just dawned on me. All right, Britain. Let's talk about Britain. Join a shooting club, document hunting arrangements, ask for a character reference, arrange proper firearm storage, pass a background check that includes a police interview at your home. Your storage arrangements may be checked. Some police forces may handle the background check with more diligence than others. The exact procedure varies. And then buy your gun.
But remember, you can't buy a handgun there. This is the rifle or shotgun you're talking about. All handguns are banned since 1996 or 97 because of the 96 shooting.
Oh. Brazil. I mean, it's Brazil. You need a gun.
In the favelas.
Yeah. Write a statement about why you need a gun for self-defense. Complete a course on firearm handling and demonstrate that you can strike a target from 16 to 23 feet away. 60% accuracy. Obtain a statement from an accredited psychologist certifying that you are mentally fit for a weapon. Obtain a certificate confirming that you have no criminal record and are not under criminal investigation. Buy a gun. Register your gun with the federal police. Brazil requires an authorization every time you transport a gun, including the first time you take it home from a gun dealership. Gun dealership. I like that.
Gun dealership.
Gun dealership.
You got a showroom and everything.
Showroom and everything.
Used gun salesmen.
Russia. Get a hunting license or explain why you need a gun for self-defense. Pass a test of relevant laws, handling, and first aid skills. Get a doctor's note saying you have no mental illness or history of drug abuse. Attend a firearm safety handling class. Pass an exam. Apply for a license. Pass a background check. And buy your gun. That's Russia.
But Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Didn't they hand them out a bunch of fully auto
Stand in the street, you get them passed to you.
AKs?
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
you could just go there with a firearm and they'll be like, "Come on, join us."
Not if you're a Russian.
I mean, if you're American though, I'm pretty sure you'll be all right. I know actually a couple of guys that are there.
Ukraine, you don't have to buy a gun. We give them to you.
Yeah.
Full autos.
That's right.
Didn't we ship a bunch of full autos to them?
Allegedly.
And didn't we give them $100 billion?
Allegedly.
And something like a third of that is totally unaccounted for?
Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Israel, join a shooting club or prove that your life or work you work in a dangerous area authorized for gun ownership. Get a doctor's note, install a gun safe, release your criminal and mental health history, buy a gun, and limited supply bullets, usually about 50. Demonstrate that you can use your gun or a similar gun at a firing range before taking it home. I thought everyone had to, carry a gun in Israel.
You have to do mandatory military service.
Ah.
In the IDF.
Got it. China established a specific reason to possess the firearm, such as for hunting or sports shooting. Arrange to store your gun at a gun range, remote hunting ground, or pastoral area.
Can't have your gun in your house?
Arrange to store your gun at a gun range. In China, most civilians are prohibited from keeping guns in their homes. Guns must be kept at a gun range or in other authorized locations. Demonstrate knowledge of safe gun use, pass a background check, including mental, criminal, domestic violence, and then buy your gun. You ready? This is my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
Yemen. Go to the gun market or find a seller online and buy a gun.
They sell full autos there too, right?
Yemen has the second highest gun ownership rate in the world after the United States. While Yemen law states that buyers must obtain guns from licensed dealers and register with the authorities, the law is largely unenforced.
Sounds like a place to go.
Oh, did you know full auto AKs, they're not allowed in class during exams, but if there's not an exam, it's fine.
What country?
In Yemen.
Oh. Nice.
There's a picture on Reddit of the full auto AKs outside the class because there's an exam.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise, take it in with you. And they never had any school shootings in Yemen.
Oh, that's crazy.
And these kids take full auto AKs to class.
Nice.
So what is happening there that's not happening here, or vice versa?
Don't hear about Yemen, huh?
No.
Well, you know what? I promised I was going to talk to you about the first responders' right to carry in Texas. It's a bill that actually went into effect on September the 1st of 2021. The bill was authored by Cody Harris, a Republican who serves in the Texas House of Representatives. The bill pertains to first responders defined as a public safety employee whose duties include responding rapidly to an emergency. This applies to fire protection personnel, EMS personnel, and you got to think, who's a first responder? So what about your energy? I don't want to say Austin Energy, but your energy companies, whenever there's a storm or something like that, and they have to go out and repair, the lines or the water, if there's, a breakage or something like that, or, they're all first responders, emergency management specialists, personnel. They're all first responders. So the first responder is responsible for paying for all associated costs, and the bill specifically exempts the government unit from any legal liability in the event a weapon is discharged. So that, they're not going to hold the paramedics, the actual, EMS responsible for you, the paramedic, in discharging your firearm. A government unit is not liable in a civil action arising from the discharge of a handgun by an individual who is first responder or volunteer emergency services personnel and licensed to carry the handgun under subchapter H, chapter 411 government code. You have to have a license to carry a handgun. You have to take the course, which is a very long course. First responders who opt to carry a handgun on duty will be required to maintain a $1 million liability insurance policy, which is paid for by the individual first responder. And there's NRA insurance that you can get that meets that coverage level. The bill also discusses changes to other laws and codes that allow first responders to possess these weapons in some of the traditional prohibited premises within Texas. Most notable, basically everything that's in 4603, all those prohibited places as a first responder, you can carry there. That's schools, polling locations. But the key to that is You have to be a first responder in a role. Say that word for me, Zach.
Rural?
Thank you.
Raw?
Thank you. No.
Raw?
Yes, that. One more time.
Rule.
Yes.
Rule?
Have to be one.
What's the rule?
You have to be one of those areas there. And there are 270 counties in Texas, I believe. And so there are 254 counties, not 54. And Travis County, it does not work for Travis County. We're too large of a county, but in Bastrop can work for Bastrop. So like, let's say you're in Bastrop County. Then you're a first responder. You can take the course, got to get your LTC, then take the course because you have to have as a prerequisite, you have to have your license to carry a handgun in order to take the first responder course. So
get your super license, right?
Yeah. So this bill provides first responders a defense and prosecution who possess the required training while in official capacity from the Texas Penal Code of 30.06 and 07. So the 06 and 07 does not apply to you. It's a defense and prosecution, I should say. Pretty much everywhere in 4603, those prohibited places, you can carry in those places while you're working as a first responder, not while you're off duty, but while you're on duty. Then in some cases, are you always on duty? So in some of those smaller areas, it just depends.
But keep in mind, even if you just have your license, there is that clause that Edwin has talked about. If you take your gun somewhere you're not allowed to, and you stop a shooter, then you have prevented a greater harm or something like that, right?
Right. And the class has got to be 40 hours. 40 hours. The training course must be administered by a qualified handgun instructor and provide classroom training in self-defense, de-escalation techniques, methods of conceal and secure handgun, consequences of improper use of a handgun, instinctive, reactive shooting, tactical shooting, shooting while moving, drawing from a holster, all that stuff. After receiving the education, there will be a required annual continuing education course that cannot exceed 10 hours of instructions. So there's the initial course that's 40 hours, and then you have to take a renewal course that's 10 hours of instructions. And so, yeah, very long course, very good course. And for our first responders, that means if you're a paramedic or EMS and you're in a smaller county of the 254 counties in Texas, one of those smaller ones, and, they define the size of the county. They do talk about the size of the county.
Got to be small.
Applies to the municipality with a population of 30,000 or less that has not adopted Chapter 174, or a county with a population of 250,000 or less that has not adopted Chapter 174 in Texas. Chapter 174 refers to a collective bargaining unit for public safety that is voted on in an election. So that's what they're talking about.
Thomas asked real quick on YouTube, how long does it take to renew your LTC?
It doesn't take long at all. So all you have to do is go online to DPS's website, pay the renewal fee, and then they will send you your license.
You don't have to retake the course.
Don't have to take the course.
It's good.
It's good to go ahead and do a refresher, but you don't have to take the course.
Laws change.
That's right. Law has changed. All right, man. That's a lot of stuff we covered today. A lot. And there was so much more. We only covered half of the things I wanted to talk about today. Believe it or not, just half, and I was talking really fast.
So many new laws.
That's right. As always, folks, Happy New Year. More guns equals less crime. You go out there and you buy yourself a gun. You've been listening to Come and Talk It with Michael Cargill.